Okay, this is mindfulness tip number 783. Unplug the phone so you get that damn cord out of the way. That's not actually, that'll be 784. But this is 783, which is when a street dog who was chronically neglected and was carrying the trauma, and it is a trauma, of having spent his whole life with people not responding to him, ignoring him, or rudely running him out of the restaurant or wherever. When he has decided that he likes you and he knows he can get love from you, and he presents himself, you respond. You drop everything and respond to him, because this is really sacred work. This is precious. Dogs love attention. Dogs thrive on love. Dogs thrive on love. And they may immediately shift from the joy of being loved to the immediate issue of chasing a fly or scratching or chewing a flea. That I rely on that with dogs, because otherwise they would just be sucking up love forever. And it's when I just wait for them to decide they have to chew a flea, and that'll break their concentration and I can stop, because otherwise they want me to go forever. Now my dog Buddy, when I adopted Buddy maybe 12 years ago, he had been seriously neglected. He wasn't a street dog. He had always been owned by a family. But, excuse the street noise, we're right next to the Carretera, one of the major roads through eastern Mexico, and it's well paved and has motorcycles and trucks and stuff. And we're in a restaurant where there's a 3-year-old and an 8-year-old, and they demand attention. And there's a big truck, big double truck. You don't see double trucks in the U.S. because it's too much weight. And God only knows how they manage to stop. But I'm smart enough to know not to expect them to stop. If they do stop at the speed bumps, you can rely that they're going to stop at the speed bump. Other cars, you can't rely that they're going to stop on the speed bump. They might scoot around it or just enjoy flying through the air. So don't assume that, but trucks, you can assume they'll stop at the speed bump. So Buddy, I inherited Buddy I thought he was 4. She told me he was 4, but she was a ditz who had never tracked things, and when I pushed her to get the vet records, she came back and said, oh, he's 8. Yeah, he's actually 8. So for a lot of years, Buddy had been neglected. He had been owned by a woman who thought she was a great dog person, but she said her philosophy was, don't give him too much attention. He does better if you don't. And I knew right away that that was crazy. And we got a lot of distraction. There's a guy on the motorcycle talking with the restaurant owner, but I'm going to forge ahead. Part of your mindfulness training is to sort out my voice from everything else that's crazy in this recording here. So when she said, yeah, he does better if you don't give him too much attention, I said, she's nuts, and I'm going to flood this dog with love. And I did, and he responded so well. He never would ask for love, but if I gave it to him, he did a thing. After a couple months, he started doing this thing that I called getting mental, where he would just flop around on the ground and go crazy because he couldn't believe his good fortune that he was actually getting all this love. It took Buddy about 8 months for the first time that he ever asked me for love. And I was sitting at my desk processing something in my computer, and I realized he was standing next to me. I said, oh shit, he's asking for love. So I dropped everything and gave him love. And I learned. And every time he would present himself to me, I would give him love. And within a year, that dog, who had been shy, not self-confident at all, there was a fire pit at my neighbor's place out in the country, and maybe 8 or 10 people around the fire pit, and Buddy worked the crowd. He went from person to person to person saying, you could love me now. You could love me now. Miracles happen. Transformation is possible. There's nothing that can't be healed in dogs or people if you pay attention to it. But if you ignore it, it doesn't change. You have to pay attention to it and do what needs to be done. And with dogs, that may mean they have to scratch a flea. And in people, it means probably you have to cry, talk, scream, whatever. Yeah, there we go, like that. And bye-bye motorcycle. And watch, now it's gonna get super quiet when I have run out of shit to say. So I'm just gonna let you stare at me. Bask at my visage, my persona, my be in the presence of my consciousness, just till something shifts and you go into satori. Oh God, I'm up and running. Okay, bye.